Hello, welcome to your WTF reading, your What the Fuck reading, which is your Wednesday, Thursday, Friday reading for September 18th, 19th, and 20th. This is a collective message, so you know what it means. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I don't know why, but this came up. Hard-boiled eggs. Whether this is like you're going to smell something that stinks and you're going to have to discard it, or you're eating eggs for breakfast or something like that. This just feels like more of like the shell on the outside might have cracked, but you knew that there was something that like was revealing to you, like in that moment that you had released. We just had the eclipse, which what is that eclipse? Learning to also push things out of the way so that way we can move on to what is it that you truly want to desire. So what have you been holding on to? What have you felt like that you wanted to make this new power move? Like I'm getting like a Superman, like you're wanting to save the day. Make sure you're saving the day for yourself. This is not saving everybody else, because this is saying it's like you need to rescue yourself. You need to come down there. I'm also getting a parrot, pink, flying out, opportunities are beckoning too. And then look at this, we have the moon, and I think this is like, like it was a lunar eclipse. So think of if you were outside and you started seeing that the moon was captivating to you, and you are to release things. A lot of people think it's more of like setting intentions. That's more of the new moon. Full moon is more releasing. So with the eclipse energy is just more of that flowing. It was in sign of Pisces, so if you felt the bit of waterworks or water magic or anything like that, that is also going for it. But what is exactly the collective needing to be on their toes about, they're saying, for this next 3 days? What are we going to be on your toes about? So what are we going to do? I'm also getting like looking at this, like the infinity, like things are constantly going and flowing, like things will keep going. And then we get the sacral chakra card, which is like that passion, that deep passion, even the sensual energy. Some of you I feel like might find like you're going to be in your villain sexy era, which then you're going to want to do a new sense about you, whether this is a new look or just even the confidence that's built into you. Remember, when we have that passion deep into it, then we know that we have the ideas that we can do, and we're just passionate about creating it and checking it off our list. And they're also saying that when you're releasing also past loves, this is loves of relationships, this is family, this is everything else, where people feel like some people might have said like that was your mom or your dad or your sister, and you wanted to release that because the relationship is toxic. They're not at their healing point. You're feeling it's not working with it. Instead of keeping it for the sake of that, you're releasing it for yourself, so that way you can give yourself more, because you needed to be at a better place for you. This is where you're going to start strengthening your own bonds. This is where you're going to start doing things for yourself. I'm also getting like more of a wicker chair, where like people sit on the porch and they just like chill out, and there's like the wicker chair, like the little braided type things. And that just feels the more of like, sometimes it feels stable when you're sitting in it, and sometimes you feel like if you're rocking it too much, will it fall apart? Are you feeling stable enough, or are you falling apart? And if you're falling apart, take ownership with it. Okay, I'm crying, I'm falling apart, I'm releasing, and now there's going to be some recognition about that. What is it that you're going to recognize for yourself? What is it that you're going to do for yourself in these next 3 days? Do you have the action plan? I feel some of you are pretty much celebrating that you're doing things, which is moving to the next level, which is moving, physically moving, or going on that trip. Someone booked a trip. It feels like a girls trip, and then there's like a couple trip going on. Also getting the number 777, that will be a recognition for you. 111 and a blue jay. Okay, so this has a lot to do with, if you wanted to, these cards basically magician in the mirror, is that you can create anything that you wanted to. You had to release that negative stuff. You had to release yourself from being near that the bushes, the ones that pricked you. It's like, why do you keep touching the thorns on the rose when you know it's going to hurt you? So why do you keep doing the same situations? Because you're comfortable with it? So are you telling me that it's okay to be comfortable with the hurt? It's okay with you to be uncomfortable with that disappointment and stuff? You're going to have to learn to rip off the Band-Aid. So in this point, I know this feels very deep for 3 days, but it's a what the fuck, because you're at that point of like, what the fuck? I really have to make this change. I'm going to start it on a Sunday or a Monday. We're going to start it on a Wednesday. We're going to take care of that. We're also going to understand that there might be somebody more of in their feminine, divine feminine, and I'm talking about like a feminine energy, so it doesn't have to be female, but someone has more extra emotions around you, but this feels manipulation, which is messing with your crown chakra, and there's a lot of master of manipulation. So I want you to assess your energy for the next 3 days of every time you interact with certain people on the phone, text message, or so. How does your body respond? Does your stomach start instantly feeling horrible? Are you feeling tingling? Is you feeling drained all of a sudden? Are you, all this stuff, like, have more awareness, because this is where you have lack of boundaries for yourself. If you're wanting to make some shifts and moves for yourself, if you're wanting to get on this bus of new things like traveling, like it's like a Greyhound bus type thing, like you're going to go ahead and travel, then you're going to have to set the motions. What is that? You're going to plan, you're going to research. What is the next plan that is for you? You're going to into October with new perspectives and new ideas. So in this next 3 days, I feel is more important for you before you get into October. Spend these next 3 days wisely with yourself. Really, like, almost cloak your energy for you, releasing it, energetically releasing these people. The cords, it's not really like more of a cord cutting type, it is, but it isn't. It's an energetic thing. You need to release them. You need to, or delete that, because you're holding on to like threads, and that energy is just zapping the fuck out of you, and then you're forgetting who the fuck you are and where you're supposed to go and what your fucking plans are. It's just like you said, I'm going to go ahead and buy myself this, hot pink top. And then people get you distracted. You spend money on other people and do everything else. And you're like, oh, I guess it's just not meant to be. You're forgetting that you come first. You are the king or the queen of your own show. You need to do it for you. Now, this doesn't mean be ugly to people. This means that to be true and authentic to yourself. Work on that self-esteem. Work on your passion. Work on for you. You want to feel grounded? Then go outside. And you don't necessarily have to always go outside and hug a tree. You can also put your fingers in your plant soil. You can also meditate with your crystals. You also can visualize that your feet are roots. Either way, I want you to feel more secure in you, and recognizing every time you're around someone is what you drop that wall, that veil from them, and you're allowing them to use you as a bubbo drink. Like they stuck the straw in you. You the bubbo drink, they're the straw, and they're sucking all the damn beads and pearls out of you. Take care of you. Drink some water, and tell me exactly what is that aha moment that you felt on this message.